Welcome to my channel. My name is Emmy from Emmy Evolving. If this is your first time joining me, thank you for finding me. If this is not your first time, thank you for coming back. So, guys, I'm doing something super different. I'm doing something different today. I'm live on all of the usual platforms: YouTube, several Facebook profiles, Twitch, I believe Instagram, and also on my phone here on TikTok. So we're going to see how this goes. We're going to see how this goes. So I asked what this reading was going to be about. And what I heard is you've worked so hard for this, like so hard for this. Whatever it is that you've worked hard for, you're about to see it come to fruition. You're about to see things pan out for you. Everything is being aligned. And it's a very beautiful feeling that I'm getting. Very, very beautiful feeling. So perfect. All right. So this explains everything that's kind of happening. Alchemist in reverse. This is telling me that there's nothing that needs to be alchemically changed. Although you've probably struggled, you've probably had some different types of hardship as you're going through this process. Everything has been happening exactly as it should. Exactly as it should. Now, it might not be happening in the way that you would prefer, right? But that doesn't really mean anything. Shadow, mirror in reverse. So, part of what you're seeing is the opposing polarity of what you're working to bring to fruition. Typically, what happens is when you are preparing to really bring something into full being, full fruition, you will experience the opposite of that. And as you experience the opposite of that, you are now being properly positioned to best understand what it is you're about to receive. Okay. So it feels like a lot of blessings. And for those of you who know how my readings go on YouTube, you know I'm not just like going to pump you full of good stuff. I be very real, very raw readings, shake you a little bit and help you to see what needs to be changed. Now, for those on TikTok, you're not accustomed to my readings yet because this is the first time I'm doing a reading here on TikTok. Yeah, no, I'm not just going to say good things because that's what you want to hear. That's absolutely not how I do things. I will say what needs to be said. Quite a few people get all offended, but they know that these are the things that you need to begin considering and allowing yourself to recognize, right? So that you could push your process forward. I think for many of us, we're feeling very disempowered. We're feeling like all of this effort, not enough, not enough results. There's not enough that we are seeing to encourage us to keep going. You got to keep going anyways. You have to keep pushing forward. And you guys know this, right? You know that no matter what happens, you're going to have to keep going, that to stop now is to risk not allowing what it is that you are needing, what it is that you have worked so hard to create to come to fruition. Now, I don't know about you guys, but when I work super hard on something, like, no, that better come to fruition. I don't know about you guys. I don't like wasting my time. I really, really don't. If I'm going to do something, I'm going to do it to the degree that it's going to come to fruition, no matter what it takes. And maybe that is my Capricorn moon speaking, but that's just how I function. So whether I can see the fruits of my labor or not, that's really irrelevant, to be honest. That's irrelevant. It is. I'm like, no, I'm going to keep going. I'm going to keep going. So you have to keep going. What I'm being shown is that we're not going to be aware of what's happening, right? We're not aware of what's happening. And maybe that's how it has to be, Because sometimes when we're aware of what's happening, we sabotage ourselves. How many of y'all are saboteurs, right? How many of y'all have this habit of absolutely sabotaging your process because what you think you have it in the bag, you don't have to do it anymore. You are afraid of succeeding. What's going to happen if I do make it happen? So and I say this as someone who has a history of interfering with my own process the moment I become aware of what that process is and where it is bringing me, right? Um I see. I think mine is needing constant control of the process, not Kristen 4. That comes from a space of feeling and believing that you have no power, that you have no say. That comes from insecurity. I say this as someone who's struggled with needing constant control of the process, right? So I don't say these things out of a space of like, oh, you're messing up, you're doing it wrong. No, it's like, nah, I see me and you, boo. Me and you. This is just how we do sometimes. And I found that when I allow myself to simply be in the process, um, I recognize how powerful I actually am and how much I can affect the process in a positive or negative manner. When I am going to sabotage my own process, typically my soul will block me from knowing. And I say this as someone who has very established, very cultivated precognitive abilities, right? I'm highly clair everything. All of my clairs are active, and I absolutely will sabotage my own process because, for many of us, we want to stay hidden. We're afraid of the success. We're afraid of what happens when people recognize us for the gravity that we embody. And are we going to be able to control how people see us? And I mean, do you need to control that? Do you need to? Or does that come from another space of fear? Right? You've worked so hard for this. Whatever this is referencing, I'm not sure. But when you try and control the whole process, um do you even know what the process is? What the end goal is? I think for many of us we don't fully know what the end goal is. I think for many of us, our soul is really the only one that knows what the end goal actually is. And if these are the things that we're doing without knowing what the end goal is, I mean, I don't know that that's the healthiest. I mean, for some, it might be. Um, I think for most, it's not going to be. you know so this is about recognizing the type of power you have over the way you show up in your process, right? This is about recognizing how much influence you have over the way you experience the process that you're in. If you're going to fight it, you are going to have the perception of struggle. If you're going to flow with it, there's a high likelihood you're going to have curiosity, openness, um, that you're going to allow yourself to simply experience. And as you simply experience, I mean, really good things could happen. Like really good things could happen, right? Things you would never expect. For those that don't know me, I never expected to be any type of public anything, not a public speaker, not a public figure, not a life coach, a spiritual coach. I would have never, ever, ever made some type of declaration before that I would be working energy and people would know this publicly and that I would freely speak about my life experience. Like none of that because ew. Because ew, right? But I didn't know what the end goal was, right? I didn't. Um, I've had visuals, certain types of visuals of things that my soul would remind me that these are some of the things you will experience, but I had no context. If you have no context, you usually have no clue. You have assumptions that are filtered through your traumas that are created by, um, or your filters that are created by traumas, but we don't really know what's happening. So, whatever it is you've worked so hard for, I think for some of us, we don't even know what we've worked so hard for. Um, don't get upside down in your magic. Okay. Don't get upside down in your magic, because what's going to end up happening is you're going to use your power over yourself and your journey in a very self saboteur type manner. Okay. Was it hard for you to become your own leader, and how did you overcome it? So, um, Hija de las Aguas. Okay. Daughter of the Waters. Uh, I think the real question is, do I even see myself as a leader? Because I don't know that I do. I don't know that I do. And it's this thing of, do you need to see what it is that you are in order to be what you already are? By virtue of you being yourself, that takes no effort. So maybe I don't see myself as a leader. I don't identify as a leader, but that's what I am in my actuality, right? They say the best leaders are the ones who don't want to be. Mm. 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 No. No. No, no, no. Stay focused. That's a really difficult subject for me. Mm. It is. It is. 'Cause ugh, ugh. You guys, they're going deep over on TikTok. No, no, you don't have to apologize for making me feel any type of way, because it's me that's making me feel whatever type of way that I feel. It's always us that's in control of the way we perceive the experiences that we're having. And this is very healthy for me, simply because it brings to the surface the part of me that's still, bitch, you got so much fucking work to do. You can't be crying all day. Ugh. The part of me that doesn't understand how I could ever possibly live up to people's expectations of me, because I don't know that I can, right? I don't know that I can create something so profound that that it could potentially shift the entire trajectory of the world as we know it. But there's also this part of me that is aware that that is why I exist, that that is a part of my destined path, a path that I'm just going to live. It's just me living, and I don't have to be anything outside of me organically existing, right? Oh, Michael is just egging shit on. He says, tell them what's really bothering you. Tell them what's really bothering you. I just don't want to disappoint anybody. I don't know if my feet are big enough to fill shoes that I haven't seen yet. And I just don't want to disappoint anyone. Right? I don't want to mistakenly create a perception of me that is not who I actually am in my heart, in my core. Michael says, and how are you going to do that when you don't give a shit? You don't behave. You don't listen. You don't shut up. You don't stop. You do whatever the hell you want. So, how are you ever going to do what you're the most afraid of doing, which is somehow creating a misconception of who I am? Because really, for all of us, and I believe this applies for literally all of us, um, all you're being asked to do is be yourself, genuinely, wholeheartedly yourself, and allow people to witness you in the process of being okay with being witnessed as you are. And maybe this is what you've worked so hard for. Ooh, Lisa says it's a fine line between understanding who you are and accepting who you really are. It's a very fine line. It is a very, very fine line. Yeah. Opal Star says, you are the only one you have to live up to. What others think does not matter. That makes it worse. It's so true, but it makes it worse because really my expectation of myself is so far beyond what anyone could ever expect of me, ever. So maybe what it is we're working so hard for is to create enough space to give ourselves grace, a little bit of compassion, right? And as we do that, we end up flowing just a little bit easier down the path towards whatever eventuality we're destined to enter into. And I don't think it's a bad thing. It doesn't feel like a bad thing. It feels like a powerful thing. It feels like a life altering thing. It feels like the type of healing that we've been waiting for someone else to give to us. A healing that only we can do for ourselves, right? Aisha, the influencer, says people conceive you through their own life experience and growth, and we're all on different levels in life. Different people get different versions of the same person. Yes. Ooh, that right there. Different people get different versions of the same person as these different people witness you in a singular moment, hearing the same words, seeing the same mannerisms, inflections, and actions. Yet they all will receive it differently. And however they receive it has nothing really to do with you. It doesn't. It doesn't. Spring, there is something trying to put you upside down in the next few months. This something that is trying to get you upside down in the next few months. It does not need to be cleared away. It does not need to be washed away. It is something that needs to be experienced because it is a reflection of the part of you that refuses to give you permission to walk forward, to get closer to that point of realization of who you are and what you are, right? This is intense. Mhm. Yikes. Everything upside down. We're currently upside down in the way we see ourselves and the way we're moving through our process. There's nothing we need to rediscover. All of the parts of you that you need to know in order to get through this next cycle that we're entering into. Oops. You already know who it is. You already know this part of you. You already need to um you already need to accept that you know more about yourself than you care to admit. And that's okay. You don't have to make any type of public declarations. You don't have to put yourself in a space of discomfort just for the sake of being able to say, like, I exited my comfort zone. Only exit your comfort zone when it means something, when it's leading you towards something, right? And there's nothing that needs to be burned down. Heat, heat in reverse, right? Heat in reverse. There's nothing you need to burn down and destroy about yourself. There's already a deconstruction that's taking place. And maybe for some of us, this deconstruction is the very thing that's causing us to feel so discombobulated, just so like unsure, so stretched beyond what we think we can stretch. If you don't stretch, if you don't flow, if you don't allow the movement, um, there's a lot of lymphatic fluids that build up in your muscles, right? So, making an analogy, because I love analogies. Most of my analogies have to do with the gym because I go to the gym quite a bit. When you work out in order to grow, typically you will lift heavy, as heavy as you can. And that resistance, the additional weight creates additional resistance, which then creates the opportunity for additional micro tearing in the muscle fiber. Those micro tears, they're injuries. They're microscopic injuries. And you think about how life has injured you repeatedly, how conversations slash at you, small cuts here and there, small tears, the things people say, the looks that they give you. These are the micro tears that occur, and they are analogous to the micro tears that you create when you lift heavy. And as you're lifting heavy, you're increasing the potentiality, right? And what happens? Well, those are injuries. So there's going to be inflammation, right? Your body is going to try and contain that injury with inflammation. And as it becomes inflamed, your lymphatic system is going to respond. It's going to send all sorts of different types of cells to assist with the healing, to remove, to filter out what is damaged and no longer usable. You do too much micro tearing, which that's kind of the goal, you know. You do too much of that, you're going to be sore. How many of us feel sore about life? We feel sore about how things went, how people betrayed us, how things failed, how it wasn't what we expected. It wasn't this, it wasn't that, right? We feel sore about this. Now, what is the best way to not be sore? So, up until recently, I was of the school of thought that most people are, that there is no pump in the lymphatic system. It requires movement. But in actuality, there is a mechanism that helps to flush. It helps to flush out the injured part. The fascia will hold what is in that injured muscle, that micro tear. What do we need to do? We need to do more than stretch. Stretching can help. allowing your consciousness to stretch to the degree that you are aware of the outer limits of your comfort zone can be healthy, right? But what do you actually need? Movement. The movement is the very thing that causes the contraction and release that works cohesively with the lymphatic system. You need to continue to move through life, even though you're hurt. But Emmy, I failed. Yeah. And that is your perception. The fastest path to hypertrophy, muscular growth, is to work that muscle to the point of failure. In your eyes, you failed. That's it. It's done. In my eyes, fuck yes. We just upped the ante. We just increased the potential for growth. Yes, it hurts. Yes, it's uncomfortable. But yes, we just leveled the fuck all the way up as far as we could go. And all you need now is to allow yourself to receive the very things that will assist in the recovery, right? You need amino acids, you need carbohydrates, you need fluids, you need all of these different things. You give that to yourself, you allow yourself to rest. Guess what happens? Massive growth. Massive growth. Um, got it. But how do we know we're going the right way? How do you know you're not? How do you know you're not? Right and wrong is a concept that's based in limited human perception. At the level of soul, at the level of expanded awareness of consciousness, because consciousness is infinite, there is no right or wrong. There is simply an easy way to learn and a more challenging way to learn. So no matter what you decide, it's not the wrong way, nor is it the right way. It's simply movement. And movement is what we're looking for. So as long as you're moving, I would say you're doing what needs to be done. There's too much that there is too much that is happening within us that we can't quite comprehend exactly what it is that happens, right? We can't micromanage every single aspect of a process so profound that it's taken us multiple lifetimes to align all the pieces, all the parts, and all the people to be able to have the experience we're having right now. So Kavi asks, in which way can we go up the mountain? In which way can you not? I mean, hell, you could even not bother climbing up the mountain or walking or running up that mountain. You can get in an airplane and put on a parachute and drop down to the top of the mountain. You have so many options presented to you. And you're over here thinking, should I walk? Should I run? Should I climb? That's up to you. um, I'll be honest. Personally, I can't financially afford to move a lot. The CC Collective. Um, Here's the thing. I started a thriving business that has been existing for about 8 years at this point, while homeless, stuck in a parking lot with only $30 that I could afford to put into the business every month. Finances have nothing to do with it. It never has. Finances has nothing to do with it. We look for reasons as to why the work we've done, all of this hard work we've put into whatever it is that we're doing, why it's not going to pan out, why it can't happen for us, why this, why that, all of this trying to convince us that we shouldn't allow a process that's already happening for us. You know what got me to commit to my business? My husband had to quit his job in order for me to be able to go and help someone in a completely different state. That's technically considered a loss. That's technically a bad thing in most people's eyes. Not in my eyes. It was a new business. There was nothing guaranteeing any specific amount. Nothing. And we were still homeless. The RV was broken. Toilet. We had no fridge. Um, we had no generator. We had no hot water in it. Our water tank broke. Yeah, we have all these reasonings as to why we are justified in this belief of creating more struggle and more obstacles for ourselves. No, fuck that. Fuck that. That was my response. Fuck that. I don't care. I'm going to do what I need to do. And it's going to be that. See, what we're talking about right now, what we are um, feeling is the reversal of the magnetism. We are pushing away the eventuality of us receiving what we work so hard for. But here's the thing. So I teach aura spectra bioregenesis. My system is called Kokoro 33. And that system is a very old system. I was not taught it. I came into this life knowing it. It's not something I read. I just know how to do aura spectra bioregenesis. And because of that, I'm aware that, excuse me, when you increase your vibration, which is an internally stored energy, you affect the electrotonal spin, the spin of your electrons, which lowers your frequency and makes you more magnetic. It draws things to you, but that in turn makes you more dense. Magnetism in reverse. You know what this is telling me? Something is about to happen for all of us. For all of us. Y'all about to be shake weighted by your soul. Just shake the shit out of you. Soul is about to shake you up. Magnetism in reverse tells me that you're about to lose your magnetic charge, which means all of that stored internal energy that you're afraid to release out into the world, some shit is about to pop off to force you to release it, or you could choose to release it. That's less traumatic. If you don't want to comply, keep doing what you're doing. Your soul is going to be the one to force you. And as that's released, your frequency will shoot up, your magnetism will decrease, and your electricity is about to ramp all the way the F up. And you know what that's indicative of? Manifestation. You're about to manifest something. Yep. You're about to manifest something. And this process is going to make you feel very unbalanced. There's a high potentiality that it's going to make you feel bordering on unhinged. It's okay. Take the fucking hinges off. Take the door off. It's just a blockage, anyways. Take the whole fucking door off. Just leave it open. Leave it as an open pathway, right? It's inside your house. Your doors are locked. You don't need a door on every fucking hallway. Come on now. And that's what blocks our energy. We think everything has to be separate. No. Take the whole door off. You know what I'm saying? Just take the whole door off. Okay, let's see. Okay. Yep. Nope. Trauma. You're about to get Buddha palmed. Oh my God. I was at the gym and I energetically Buddha palmed some guy. And he actually reacted to it. Like, My bad. So I was walking in the main walkway to leave the gym, and I happened to be walking past the men's restroom, the entrance to the men's restroom. And he was walking out, and we got to the same space at the same time. And I was like, no, no. I went like that. Oh, and then he was like, and I was like, I'm so sorry. Oh, his face got all scrunched. Like, no. Yeah, I literally was like, no. I didn't touch him, but I pushed energy. I don't know. He felt demonic. I'm serious. He felt demonic. I was like, no, not in my sacred space, the gym. And his face went, and I don't know what he was saying. I had my earbuds on. I think he said sorry. I was like, I'm so sorry. And I kept walking, and I think he was saying something along the lines of, no, it's okay. And I was just like, I don't give a fuck. You just got Buddha pumped. Wait till I pass. Wait till I pass. And then I just kept right on walking. I just kept right on walking. What? I'm saying, how dare he get in my way? So, yeah, no, that was interesting. Anyways, your soul's about to Buddha palm you. Unconditional love in reverse. You haven't been loving yourself unconditionally. You've been very mean to yourself. This is a very specific message. I don't know who I'm talking to, but you haven't been very nice to yourself. You've been very mean. You've been very unrealistic in your expectations of self. And I'm here as a spokesman for your soul to let you know, knock that shit off. Myself and soul said what we said. We said what we said. Soul says, knock that shit off. Because your lack of love for yourself, it's affecting your ability to be a free spirit. Okay. Okay. You know what I'm saying? Like, look at that. Look at that. Look at that. It's affecting your ability to like be a free spirit. And I'm telling you, if you don't start walking your truth, soul is about to Buddha palm your ass. I am laughing. That shit's hilarious. I've been Buddha palmed by soul before. I have. It wasn't very hilarious when it happened to me, but I can laugh about it now. I can. I can laugh about it now. I got Buddha palmed, and yeah, that was a time where I was by technicality still homeless. I didn't feel homeless. That's why I say by technicality. Like I was literally homeless. I was living in a broken down RV with my family. And when Soul went to Buddha palm me because it was sick of my shit, I needed to get Buddha palmed. I was instructed to go and park in a parking lot in the middle of West Bumblefuck, New Mexico. It was just random out of nowhere. I didn't know where we were. And to just park. It was some like reservation, like a Native American reservation slash casino. And then Soul was like, park there. So we did. And then man, that was such a hard like 2-3 days. It was so hard. It was so hard. Ugh, it was so hard. Oh my god. It was. I got Buddha palm by soul because of the fact that I just didn't want to be publicly visible anymore. I was just sick and tired of it. I wanted to process my life. I wanted to tuck my tail between my legs and just fucking be miserable out of public sight. Not because I was embarrassed, but because this is my process. Leave me alone, right? And I went to go deactivate all of my accounts, and then Soul was like, turn that shit back on. I was like, fucking make me. And then so Soul said, park your little ass in the parking lot right there. And I was like, yeah, all right, we gonna fight. Soul, we gonna fight. And then there was not much fight. I spent those days crying in the RV. I spent those days crying because Soul then instructed me to write a few chapters for my book that has yet to still be finished. This was years ago, because I needed to quantify my life in black and white. And my God, I don't know why I picked the shitty details that I picked, but I did. I did. And seeing my life in black and white, my God, that hurt me in ways no one else could. Yeah. And it was a lot of crying that happened. And then here comes Michael, my fucking angelic babysitter. And he's like, it isn't finished healing if it still makes you cry. No shit, Sherlock. Yeah. Because I didn't want to cry about it anymore. But to not acknowledge the way it made me feel and to have an organic experience was to rob myself of the full gravity of working myself to the point of failure. Because what did we say before? Lifting to the point of failure is the most efficient path to hypertrophy. You want growth? It's going to hurt. Pain is the greatest teacher you will ever have in this life. And the degree of pain you feel is indicative of the profoundness of the lesson you are learning. The more it hurts, the less likely you will ever forget what you are learning in this process. Right? Be fearless. What do I tell you guys about fear? Courage is not the absence of fear. And being fearless is not about having no fear. Being fearless is about having less fear than you do courage. Right? Having less fear than you do courage. You can be very afraid, but if you have courage, you can still move through that fear. Right? And as you move, your hope will be infused into you once again. You'll learn to begin hoping. And as you begin to hope, you will begin to experience faith. And as you experience faith, you will then begin to what? Enter into gnosis. Gnosis is a knowing. The entirety of the spiritual journey is about entering into a space of knowing. Ooh, here's a question, guys. The CC Collective got it. So just get back up as if I'm fighting. You don't got it, boo. You don't got it. What your soul is trying to tell you is stop fighting yourself. Soul is telling you to get back up and recognize that soul is extending its hand to you to help you up, not to fight you. There is no one else you are fighting but yourself. And it has to stop. You're tired of your process being difficult, so stop fighting with yourself. The self and the soul have been friends since your inception into physical form. Stop fighting yourself, and you'll stop hurting. You will see things flow, right? Mother Earth. This is about an actual tangible experience, human experience. The person that's trying to access me on TikTok, I tell you that I'm not going to tell you what I'm going to do. There's a choice to be made right now. There's a choice to be made. Do you allow yourself to be distracted by the very parasitic things that are being brought to you to test your resolve about remaining focused with your mission objective? I am here to deliver a message today. Nothing will interfere with the focus that I have. Nothing will interfere with my focus on the message, right? Nothing. Nothing, 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 nothing. As a matter of fact, I don't just double down on my commitment to deliver the message that I'm here to deliver today. I quadruple down. I raise it by 5 fingers that are going to claw the fucking shit out of you. Let me get the other cards. Da, 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 da. All right. So I'm going to pull 2 cards, and this is going to kind of be like a mini personal reading. Yeah. You go ahead and pick what you're drawn to. You put #1 or #2 to go ahead and claim your information. #1, #2. You could do both if you want. #1 and #2 if you want. It's up to you, boo. You got 2 hands. There's 2 cards. Claim them both. Oh, by the way, guys, I'm going to be, for those who are on all other platforms except TikTok, quick reminder, I'm going to be having a protection tea party this Sunday, 5:30 p.m. California time. If you would like to, have me work on you, do a scan, do a reading, all sorts of different energetic work, go click on that QR code or the link in the comment. It will take you exactly where you need to go. For those who are on TikTok, go to my bio, click on the Hubi link in my bio, and it will take you to where you need to go. Yes. And by the way, for the motherfuckers who will keep trying to clone my accounts on all social media, the name Emmy Evolving is trademarked. You have 24 hours to take those accounts down before I sue the fucking shit out of you. That is a federal crime. 1 second. Un momento, por favore. Wait, I cannot see. I spelled it wrong. Give me 1 second. This is serving as public notice of trademark infringement. Emmy Evolving is a registered trademark with the Copyright Office. Serial number 877909001, registration number 5760507. Registered on 5/28/2019. 24 hours before I sue the fucking shit out of you. You will not defraud my TikTok community, my Facebook community, or my Instagram community, you fucking cunt ass bitch. Oh, that was too much. Ooh, Jesus loves me. Oh, yes, he does. Jesus loves me. Oh, yes, he does. TikTok has to take it down because regardless if those people are overseas, they are now implicated in a trademark violation. That's a whole lot of fucking money TikTok will be paying me. Money, 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 money. I can build my little soul sanctuary with TikTok money. Yeah, I don't give a shit. Yeah, no, that's a infringement. Anyways. So #1. We're starting with y'all. Card number 6. Ooh. I like this. Card number 6 for #1, folks. Saturn, truth. As she has planted, so does she harvest. Such is the field of karma. The Saturn card says that it may feel bad now, but it's going to be resolved because it is. It's going to be resolved. The Saturn card, okay. Saturn is the planet of the Reaper, the Lord of Karma, and this rainbow planet represents what is tangible and solid in our lives. The Greeks called Saturn Cronus, and Cronus was the father of Zeus. Cronus devoured his children to prevent losing his throne as king of the gods. Saturn in astrology is often referred to as the god who ate his own children because the energy of this planet seems to show no mercy. Wait. Kronos. Give me 1 second. All right. 9 cents. Let me look at the year. All right. It's about to spike. All right. It's about time. It's about to spike. Okay. Anyways. I think you have to have no mercy. You have to have no mercy on your insecurities. You need to tell it to go back into its bed and take a nap. Have some juice and a snack first and tell it to go to bed. Okay. There's no more space for any type of insecurity. That's not to say that you're needing to heal those insecurities. It's to say those insecurities cannot be allowed to sit in the front seat of the vehicle or even worse, be allowed to be in the driver's seat. No more of that. When the Saturn card presents itself, know that you are being challenged. It's time to make it or break it. Ooh, if you guys are not going to, those who chose #1, if you're not going to push forward by your own choice, you're going to be pulled. You're going to be pulled. Okay. It's time to make it or break it. Life may seem harsh and restrictive. You're facing an enemy who may be yourself. See what I'm saying? Saturn shows us that at times it is in our better interest not to have those things we want. And that if we were to have them, they could lead us to our destruction. So it's this thing of maybe your soul is calling you out. Letting you know that what you want is rooted in your comfort with toxic cycles and toxic people, and you're still seeking toxic things. And so your own soul is like, Nope. Request denied. Right? If this is a time of sorrow or hopelessness, realize it's all about diligence, sticking to what you believe in, and adhering to your goals. This is a period in your life that emphasizes toughness and work. It's all about not giving up and following through. Saturn also deals with power and control, often meaning law enforcement and the military. Let us not read that. Uh, it is as though you will need to play by the rules and do what is thought correct or expected. We're talking about conventions here. Any rallying against, no, I'm not reading that either. On the more positive side, you may meet a fatherly type who will help you advance with your goals. So, someone who has a desire to protect and provide opportunities. Um, this is a very powerful time for you guys. Saturn can sometimes herald the appearance of a sage or a teacher. That's me. I'm here. I'm not a sage, but I could be your teacher. I could if you want me to. Let's see. This will be no small thing and can indicate a mentor arriving just when you are in most need of one. Dealing with the aged may be an issue now or in the near future. Why have I not accomplished more at this age? Feeling your age, no matter what your biological age is, will seem pressing and even worrying. Have I wasted my time? Did I allow important affairs to slip by me while concentrating on non essential matters? Okay, these questions, I'm gonna be really honest. Those type of questions are nonsensical questions. They are the type of questions that, okay, well, what's that going to do? Well, what's it benefiting you to ask those questions and receive answers to that? You're still not going to be able to change how things have gone, right? You're not going to be able to adjust details from the past, right? To hurt your own feelings. Exactly. And we need to be honest with ourselves if we're still in a space of wanting to hurt ourselves, our feelings. Not I'm not talking about physically. I'm not talking about self-harm like that. Like please don't hurt yourself. I'm talking about how some of us are so addicted to feeling hurt that when we can't find other human beings who are willing to hurt us and punish us in the way we choose to be hurt and punished, we then ask the questions that we know will hurt our own feelings because why the hell not? It's time to stop that. It's time to stop that. I now only ask questions that will take me to the next part of my journey. Right? What are those questions? Something's happening that I don't want to comply with. My soul is trying to force me to comply. Rather than asking, why have I not accomplished more at this age? I'm instead going to ask, what do I need to do now? Is it okay for me to kind of take a break, to just sit quietly for a period and allow myself to process? Soul, do I need to do this? Do I need to do that right now? Or can I do it a little bit later? Right? Letting soul know I'm struggling to process what I'm currently aware of. Is it okay? Can we hold off on loading more onto my plate of awareness? Because I want to comply with the process I'm in, and adding more will simply overwhelm me. Soul will listen to those requests. It will. Years ago, um, I've always had the ability to see and hear. Like I said, all my clairs are active. And years ago, and then I also have precognitive abilities. And it was this thing of I was made aware of something that was just so painful to me. It was so painful. It was so painful that it literally knocked me to my knees and I was sobbing, right? And I told Soul, why do you show me things that I can't do anything about? I want to learn. I want to grow. I want to do what you're asking me to do. But when you do these things, it overwhelms me and it makes it harder for me. I shut down and I don't know how to turn myself back on. I don't know how to cope. So please stop. Only show me things that I'm meant to change, that I'm meant to help with. And since then, that was 2004, I believe. 2004, 20 years ago. Shit, that's a long time. 20 years ago. I'm only shown things I must prepare for or must take action to avoid. These are the only two things. But I will say, for maybe 6 years or so, because I asked specifically to be blinded and made deaf, I didn't want those abilities. And Soul made that happen for me. I was blinded and made deaf. And that was a period where I was very heavily, very, very heavily tormented by dark things. Not because I dabbled in anything, but because they were drawn to my light. And because I didn't know any better, I requested to be blinded and made deaf so that I could not sense them. For a period of maybe 6 years, I still continued to be tormented. Except for that period of 6 years, I would not have the benefit of advanced knowledge because I see them, I hear them, I sense them, and I would know that something was about to happen. Instead, it would come out of nowhere. And it created more fear. It infused me with more trauma. I did not have the maturity to understand that my ability to see and hear and sense was a gift, because I was afraid of what I was seeing, what I was hearing, what I was sensing. I saw it as something outside of a gift, when that's all it was. A gift to let me know in advance, hey, pay attention. You're about to be tested. Pay attention. You're presented with an opportunity to learn from dark tutors who are here with the intention to harm you, but you will not be irreparably harmed. Instead, you will be irrevocably changed by the experience, changed in such a way where your awareness is further expanded and the potency of you is further amplified. I did not want to comply. I was afraid. I look back, I don't feel injured by that time. 6 years is a long time to be tormented daily, multiple times a day by demonic things. 6 years is a long period. I'm speaking marks on my body, shoved down the stairs, physically injured, night terrors like you wouldn't believe, that you couldn't wake me up from, even though my eyes were opened. I could not exit out of it. Sleep paralysis, all kind of really fucked up shit. It's not horrible. It's an elevation in my potentiality to learn because of what I experienced at such an elevated degree. My God. I was gifted in a very difficult manner. Extreme power. extreme ability, extreme awareness and access to knowledge that I still have not come across another person who can access the knowledge to the depth that I can. I am forever grateful for the ways in which soul gave me the experiences I needed to cultivate the type of strength that can never be taken from me. Ever, ever. I'm sometimes asked, how did you become a parasitic extractor? How did you get so strong? Because every time I was tormented, I just wanted to die. But I was never allowed to. I was never allowed to um, use any exit points. I was never allowed to fully dissociate and fully shut down. Yeah. For those of you who are going through dark periods, like extremely dark periods, you're being cultivated for something profound, something you don't yet have the capacity or the maturity to understand and accept. Hang in there. Hang in there. You have a purpose so profound, your limited human existence, limited human awareness in this moment cannot comprehend. You will, though. You will. When you are ready, when you have cultivated enough of your perception of you, you will become aware. Right? Even if hanging by only a thread, even if hanging by only a thread, hang in there. It's a gift to be able to experience life in the way you're intended to experience it. It is a gift to be able to cultivate whatever coping mechanism you can cultivate to survive what you're trying to survive in this moment, whether it be dissociation, whether it be depression, whether it be anxiety, whether it be becoming agoraphobic. Those are all gifts. They are not permanent conditions. They need to be allowed to do for you what you need it to do for you. And then when that is done, you exit out of that state of merely coping and enter back into a state of actively co-creating. It's important. For many of us, we're now being tested. We're now being pushed. We're now being poked and prodded. It will be okay. If this is a time of sorrow or hopelessness, realize it's all about diligence. Sticking to what you believe in and adhering to your goals. This is a period in your life that emphasizes toughness and work. It's all about not giving up and following through. Follow through. Follow through. Saturn also deals with power and control, often mean, oh, I already read that. Okay. The gift of Saturn is keeping you on your path, helping you face parts of your life you may dread, but you simply must fulfill. They are your contracts toward more solid achievements and a better life. Circumstances may be harsh for a while, but believe your sacrifices to be worth it. It's a good time to be diligent and not rush anything. What you are asking about is likely to take considerable time and not come about too quickly. You are investing in yourself right now. For those, thank you, Mia. And thank you, Aunt Shell. Oops. For those who chose #1, this is what your soul wants you to know. Okay. This is what your soul wants you to know. You are in a process. You are choosing coping mechanisms that have worked for you in the past. You just keep right on. Okay. Keep right on. Keep pushing through. Keep holding on. Keep doing whatever is necessary for you to get to the next part, to get to the other side of your fear and your sadness. Okay. For those who chose #2, #2, card number 42, South Node, life's debts. All right, South Node stuff. Karma, when properly understood, is just the mechanics through which consciousness manifests. Oof. Those who chose card or #2. Karma is not punishment. It's never been punishment. It's frozen light code. It's a miasmic distortion. Light does not travel through frozen water the way it travels through clear water. Okay. So miasma is a frozen lesson. And what you're being told right now is that some of the frozen lessons, the lessons that have been paused for one reason or another from this life, previous lives, it doesn't matter. A lesson is a lesson is a lesson. It's being defrosted and you're going to continue with the learning. Maybe the frozen lesson was frozen because you didn't yet have the maturity to do that. That's okay. That is okay. Okay. Excuse me. The South Node represents a karmic point in our charts where certain matters must be discharged or cast off in order to develop and move on towards greater things, right? The southern lunar node is also called the dragon's tail, and this is where most past karma lies in the astrological chart. The south node is a place where we are challenged and growth occurs through some kind of pain. So, regardless of whether you chose #1 or #2, we all going to hurt a little bit. It hurts so good. It hurts so good. That's okay. You guys are going to be fine. You guys are going to be fine. We have to undo this very distorted draconian teaching. And it was taught because it's going to really F with your head, right? This teaching, this belief that when you're doing things right, when you're living right, when you're being good, when you are evolved, sorry for the eye roll, that everything will come easily. That's a fucking lie. That's a lie. It's a lie. I mean, life's supposed to be easy. Okay. If you say so. That's a lie. Is life supposed to be hard? I didn't say that. Life is just supposed to be. And whatever way it takes for you to learn what needs to be learned, that is what is supposed to be. This concept of your goal in life is to make it easy. Do you grow when things are easy? No. Easy doesn't grow you. It doesn't. Easy is this concept that makes you feel entitled to receive something you did not earn. Oh, I abso-fucking-lutely said what I said because someone's going to be like, Okay. You don't want to have to earn your access to your greatness? You don't want to have to earn the maturity it takes to access your gifts, your greatness, your purpose. That's fine. That's fine. But don't come to me complaining about nothing's happening for you. Yeah. What? No, 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 no. That's fine. That's fine. That's fine. That got nothing to do with me. You know, that got nothing to do with me. You got to talk to your soul about that because I'm pretty certain soul, not my soul but yours, is going to be dragging your ass by your hair through a dry riverbed, and you're going to be kicking and screaming wondering, why is this happening? Because that's what you chose. That's what you chose, right? Exactly, dark warrior. Life is life. Obstacles happen. How you deal with it is what matters. Grow or let it dim you. How you deal with it, right? How you deal with it. There are things being cultivated inside you as you experience these difficulties, these elevations in potentiality. The South Node is a place where we are challenged and growth occurs through some kind of pain. At the same time, the South Node is realistic and is the area of the horoscope that shows how we can know and understand who we truly are. While the North Node opens doorways, the South Node represents karmic debts, which can make life circumstances hard. But neither the North Node nor the South Node are all good luck or bad luck. In fact, when it comes to the nodes, what will be given is what has been earned. So, so Hmm. What will be given is what has been earned, right? Um, one second. Um, temper with grace, temper with grace, temper with grace. I have one reaction that is my knee jerk reaction. And then I have a response that is appropriate and tempered with grace. So, what to choose? I'm choosing the cultivated response that's tempered with grace. Her story. So, if you could please refrain from trying to make the comment section on TikTok as your own personal reading. I find it very disruptive, and I would really appreciate if you could please stop from asking me for scans to then, you know, um, if you could please stop, I would very greatly appreciate that. So that's me tempering my grace. There's no other way of getting there without the toil and the effort. The South Node is also a key to what has been left unfinished or unresolved in your life. What lies therein is what we bring from not only our childhoods, but also our past lives. So there are a lot of things that are coming into play: past life stuff, current life stuff, earlier life stuff, childhood stuff, young adulthood stuff, current stuff, just a lot of stuff, right? A lot of stuff. A lot. Her story, did you hear me address you directly? She just came back in. Her story, while you were gone, I had addressed you directly, and I was asking if you could please be mindful of what you're commenting because it's very disruptive to me. And you went from asking for scans to now kind of just sharing things that are a little bit inappropriate for a collective read. If you could stop trying to make this reading your own personal reading, um, or if you could just refrain from commenting all of these things that are overwhelming for other people as well. Okay. I would really appreciate that. Thank you, Suze, for letting me know. Suze! Oh. Oh, Lord Zeus. Jesus loves you. Oh, yes, he does. Jesus loves Suze. Oh, yes, he does. So people on YouTube are like, "What did Suze say?" That is your grace. I accept you as you are, Suze. Suze said she's been annoying me every live she's in. And then she says, "LOL, you're welcome." I'm not laughing at the other person. I'm laughing at Suze's savagery. Oh, that was potent. Oh, speaking to speak. I mean, that was so potent. I had to drink some of my workout recovery drink. I needed to recover from that. I swear, Suze makes me crack up all the time. All right. Okay, so okay. Here. When the South Node card turns up in a reading, it's a turning point. It's a time of endings and beginnings. Endings are always a precursor for new beginnings. So, yes, endings often carry sadness and density and, you know, like a heaviness to it, but always remind yourself this is the precursor to a new beginning. Okay. Understand that there is something about to close that has been held in place for a long time. Familiar ways will end, ushering you forward in new ways and through different developments. You are ready to step out of the rut and align yourself with a higher vision. Those who chose #2, um, your soul is being very, very clear right now what it's doing for you, what this process you're in is trying to bring to fruition for you. Okay. You may be evaluating certain aspects of your life to realize there's no longer any connection there and that it's time to move on. Be assured you will have a stronger foundation for your next venture. Doors slam, but in recognizing what needs to end, it helps you to move on towards further maturity. A major turning point. This is a period to maximize the advantages of these changes, difficult though they may seem now. Okay. You will want to leave your comfort zone and make as many new contacts as you possibly can. Even though the South Node is not as congenial as the North Node, they are still in balance, having things in common. So when you face resistance at a particular time, That is your South Node telling you, over here, there's a better way. Blocks and obstacles, especially in this case, are letting you know you're not on your right or golden path, right? So you need to be on the right path, your golden path. Allow yourself, really allow yourself, allow. And what ends up happening, you can then move forward. I'm adding a few people as mods. Um, that I was trying to add as mods before, but I was having issues because you've got issues. I've got them too. One more second, guys. Oops. Hold on. Sorry, everybody. Ooh, I want to dance with somebody. I want to feel the heat with somebody. Yeah, I want to dance with somebody. With somebody who loves me. Don't you want to dance? Don't you want to dance with somebody? No, I don't. I don't. Okay. Let's see. The South Node is all about being prepared for what comes next, and that means being experienced. There's no winging it at this time, or your plans may truly sink. Sometimes, when the South Node is activated, it will take several tries to get what you're after. You could receive an unexpected rejection, one you weren't looking for. You could even be asked to do extra tasks while working longer hours. The good news is, even though things are a bit tough at the current moment, it is still an advantageous time. You're about to hook up with people in your soul tribe. That means connect, not fornicate. You're too tall to dance with, sexy Jesus. I'm kidding, 20. You're not too tall. You are about to hook up with people in your soul tribe. You're setting down a foundation for your future marvelous life. Setting down a foundation. I like that. Let me get one final card. We're going to make it a Kiki card because, Kiki loves us. You might be asking, who is Kiki? What is Kiki? Kuan Yin. Kiki. What happened? Are y'all fighting? What's happening? What's happening? Are y'all fighting up under? Y'all gonna make me lose my mind. Up and high, up and That's me at the gym. That's me at the gym. Like, I have my earbuds on so loud, I don't realize that I'm singing along super loud. And then people just look at me and I'm like, what? Pretty girls walk like this. Right? And then of course, like I have Pussycat Dolls on my playlist. Don't you wish your girlfriend was high like me? Loosen up my buttons, baby. It's horrible working out with me. It is horrible. Okay, last card. Last card before I get off of here and live my best life. I gotta teach my class. I gotta get ready to teach my class. Anyways, we all need an Emmy in our life. Well, I'm telling you, if you just subscribe to all of my freaking social media platforms, you will have an Emmy in your life. Always. Final card, guys. Tai Chi Rising. Card number 32. 3 being the number of a solid foundation, 2 being the number of guidance. You are being guided to build a solid foundation from which you will launch the type of change that you needed. Okay. You know what? Next time I'm at the gym and I'm stretching, look at that. Look at this, guys. I'm totally gonna fucking stretch like that. Just oh no, I'm not. I'm not gonna do that. Because then people are gonna be extra weird with me. I don't like people can't just like take a joke. My God, I'm not trying to get your attention. I'm not starved for attention, guys. Not you guys, the people at the gym. Anyways, card number 32, Tai Chi Rising. Your energy field is growing stronger with more spiritual electricity pulsing through your being. What did we say earlier? What did we say earlier? We said that you are being made less electric or less magnetic. And when you become less magnetic, you become much more electric, which is indicative of you being able to be supercharged to the degree that you can now that you can now I don't know what I was going to say. Because then I suddenly was like, teach me how to doogie. Teach me how to. I say doogie instead of Dougie. Teach me how to Dougie. Teach me how to Dougie. Girl, fucking focus. Oh, you can more powerfully and intentionally manifest. In an electric state, you can manifest much easier than in a magnetic state. Less density. Less density. Take time to nourish your nervous system as it adjusts and be gentle with yourself as you adjust to increasing levels of spiritual potency, which gives more impact to your words, actions, and thoughts. Having a big energy field does not necessarily mean that you have a high level of consciousness, but when you do have an exquisite awareness and a beautiful light, it is able to shine more brightly through a larger energy field. Whatever you have within you, a larger energy field will reveal it with greater gusto. So there's one of two things, right? One of two things. What happens, Suze? Okay. This is telling me one of two things, that those people with large energy fields, those who are expanding, they're possibly if they are fake, if they are existing as caricatures of different parts of themselves, it is going to be exposed. Okay. So on the flip side of that, those who are entering into deeper pockets of their most authentic self, those who have large expanded fields, people are going to see you exactly as you are. And that's not a bad thing. That's actually a very, very good thing. A very, very, very good thing. Right? So this is going to be an interesting period for all of us. It's going to be a very, very interesting period for all of us. I think everyone is going to be exposed for who you are, right? Exposed for who you are. How do you protect yourself from people that drain your energy in a bad way? I highly suggest you consider attending my Morphogenetic Fundamentals workshop. You can find it in my Hubi link in my bio on TikTok. And for those who are on all other platforms, if you're interested in learning more about my morphogenetic fundamentals workshop, where you can learn how to protect yourself, you don't need any previous knowledge of any spiritual teachings. As a matter of fact, it would help you if you didn't. You can click on that QR code or the link in the comment. Let's see. You have a special light within you, and the elegance, beauty, and refinement of that light wishes to express itself more potently in the world of form so that others may receive healing and refine their light too. You can help teach others about the power of gentleness. That force is not required, and that kindness can be the most healing and powerful balm of all. For this to happen more so now, your energy field is growing. It's like having a bigger light globe through which to shine your light so that it's more visible. You are about to show more of yourself to the world. And again, if you are at a point where you're ready, at least you're open to being witnessed as your most authentic self, this is a very, very, very good thing, right? Teresa, what is your uh profile name on TT? Oh, I just gave myself a heart. What is that about? All right. There. Yeah. For those who are questioning, Mystic 333 is a personal friend of mine. And if you're gonna be in the comments trying to start shit with people, you're out. That's that. Thank you, Teresa. Um, let's see. As your energy field grows, your words and thoughts have more potency, like getting used to driving a car with a more powerful engine. Take your time and be careful as you realize the impact that your actions and thoughts will have in the world of forms now. You do not need to worry about this. You can go into your heart and trust that you will exercise your will and potency in the world through surrendering into your heart, where your own Kuan Yin nature will guide you into compassion and right action. Let your energy field continue to grow through chanting, meditation, energy work, and healing, and whatever else intuitively feels right for you. This oracle is confirmation that the growth is happening and needs to happen for you now so that you're able to do your life's most important work effectively. So, you guys, there's a lot. There's a lot. You've all been through a lot. We all have. And those cycles are coming to an end. It's something that's been uncomfortable. You've worked so hard to get to this end point. You've gotten there. You're there. It doesn't seem like it, but you are there. And whatever needs to happen, allow yourself to just see exactly what it is. Allow yourself to become aware, allow yourself to be fully present. Um, for those who are for those who are for those who are in a space of fear, like you're wondering if you're on the right track, if you've done the right thing, the wrong thing, all of those different things. um be gentle with yourself. Be gentle with yourself. Allow yourself to recognize how much work you've already put into this. You've invested in yourself, you've invested in your growth. Just keep going. Keep going. Allow yourself to think whatever it is you're thinking, right? And then move past that. It's not healthy to ignore how you're making yourself feel and what you're thinking. It is not healthy to ignore and pretend you are not thinking what you are thinking about yourself. Instead, one of the most powerful things you can do is allow yourself to be in that space momentarily, right? Whether it be a few minutes, a few hours. I don't encourage to go beyond a few hours, but allow yourself to have a genuine experience. You know, don't wallow in it. Don't wallow in it, but don't pretend you're not experiencing it either. Sometimes we experience these things, we think these thoughts about ourselves that is not so loving, not so supportive or empowering, because it's time for us to trace back where those thoughts come from. What part of you still holds that mindset about yourself that refuses to give you permission to walk a step closer to what you have worked so hard for already? And that is a part of you that you need to love on, that you need to hold with grace and compassion. And that's the part of you that you need to just really allow yourself to, you know, recognize, acknowledge, and welcome back into the fold that is the totality of you. There's no part of you that needs to be rejected. There's no part of you that needs to be put away and locked up and pretended that it doesn't exist. No, every part of you will have an appropriate time to come forward and be the primary part of you addressing a situation, right? What needs to happen is you need to just flow through your process, allow it to just be a process. Don't commit yourself to stay in any one place any longer than your soul is asking you to be there. And then allow in what your soul is trying to give you. Okay, guys? So, um, I'm gonna get going. I'm going to be ending the TikTok live stream. If you're not already following me on TikTok, please make sure you follow me so you can find me again. And also look for me on my other social media platforms. I am on Emmy. I am Emmy evolving across the board. My folks on YouTube, we're still going to chat for a minute or two. So bye to everyone on TikTok. Teresa. Oh my God. Why was she picking on you? You guys, I think what's happening is whether we want to or not, people are starting to recognize the gravity of us. And those who are in a compete compare type situation, which I didn't want to discuss it on TikTok because no. um yeah, no. People are seeing the gravity of you. Whether you want to showcase it or not, they are seeing the gravity of you. And those who don't understand their own gravity cannot acknowledge their own gravity, their own worth. They will absolutely hyperfixate on you and they will look for ways to villainize you. I was like, what is going on here? I sense that someone was trying to scan you. That's why I blocked their access, because the only other option was to punch him in the third eye. And I was like, we're trying to be full of grace today. We're trying to be full of grace. We're trying to be genteel. But yeah, guys, what I say is this. For my community here on YouTube, if you have a TikTok, if you're willing to get on TikTok, absolutely get on there and dominate that space. Make your presence known. Make your presence known. Make it a thing of not shying away, not backing down. No, no. Okay. There is not one person on TikTok that is going to be picking on any of my YouTube community. Hell no. No. Mm-mm. I don't care how comfortable they feel with me on TikTok. Like, no. No, 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 no. Okay. Um, oh, thank you, loved one. I know you're better, Lily. You're the only one that whispers. And I love it. I love it. Okay, guys, I got to get going for real because I got to get ready for my class. I want to remind you guys, I'm going to be going live on Sunday, 5:30 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, California time. I'm doing the Protection Tea Party. I've become aware of various attempts, not human attempts, but attempts. Excuse me. So that's definitely something. If you're already feeling the effects of certain things, just make sure you look over the Protection Tea Party offerings and see what you're drawn to. Also, I have the Morphogenetic Fundamentals workshop that's coming up fast like a NASCAR, fast. And then I have the Black Magic Revocation workshop. And then, yeah, if you're ready to exit out of that matrix of control and you're ready to start your own business and work for yourself, you don't quite know what your soul wants you to do. This is the perfect opportunity, the soul based business mentorship. That's where we sit down and we let your soul really give you full instruction as to which options have the highest potentiality of success, which options can still lead to success, but will be much more difficult, all of those different things. Okay. So, so, um, wait, what happened? Tablet burns out when TikTok is on. Is that what they were tripping about? That's your next time, Teresa, if anyone questions you, all you got to say, don't even explain yourself. Be like, bitch, I'm OG. I'm YTOG. And I'll be like, oh, who's Teresa fighting with? And I'd be like, who do I need to ban? Who do I need to ban? That's me scrolling through my phone, trying to find the comment of the person trying to mess with you. Yeah, no, seriously, I'm completely serious for my YouTube community. If you are on TikTok and there's someone trying to start some static with you, you just say, hold on. I'm going to show you exactly what to write. You could just copy this. Okay, this is what you put, okay? Oh, I'm YTOG. Ease up off my sack sauce. Okay? And I will totally be like, tag me in, boo. Tag me in. Who we tagging? Clearly, I'm in a naughty mood today. Clearly, is going to be okay. I got to get ready for class. Guys, give this video a thumbs up. If you haven't already subscribed, please do subscribe. Turn on that notification bell. Join me when I'm live. Definitely screenshot that, copy it, put it in your notes so you can copy and paste for TikTok. I love you guys. Please make sure you give this video a thumbs up. If you haven't already subscribed, please do subscribe. I'll see you guys again very soon. Bye, everyone.